So I'm going to show you how to do hunter quarter marks. This is my hunter warm blood, still baby, but I'm going to show you how we do hunter quarter marks on one side, and we'll do show ones on the other side. So all I start by doing is spray bottle. This has a little bit of rose water, and I use a toenail brush from Woolies, super cheap. All we do is we spray sort of the entire area, quite a lot, and we brush it all in the same direction so that we can see where all our hair is facing. So I got my quarter mark comb. I go from this mark all the way around to the mark on the other side. So I go the whole way around. I use this medium-sized comb, and I go straight through the back of his, all the way down to his tail. So that gives me a good width between both, so I know exactly how far apart my quarter marks are and that they're completely even the whole way around. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to spray the entire area so it's all nice and wet. Make all the hair go in the same direction the whole way across. And then from this mark we've done on his bum, I'm going to use the thickest quarter mark comb. And on a horse sort of this size, I'm going to do about 4 the whole way down. So I'm going to start up right at the top, come all the way down, just go over it another time. We stand still. So we go over it again. I'm going to pick a distance. For him, I like a finer distance to make his bum look a bit bigger. And we're going to do 4, all the same distance apart. Easier if we don't move. Okay, and one more again. So I'm going to spray them again. Touch up any lines that are sort of out of whack a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run from the front. So I'm going to go from his hip bone, and I'm going to come all the way down on an angle. So and then on a horse like this, I like them sitting a little bit longer to this point to make him look a little bit broader than what he is. Okay, so for the shark's teeth on the side of the horse, same thing again, we're going to spray all the hair so it's all wet. For this one, I don't use a comb, I just use the toenail brush. So I brush all the hair in one direction. And then from the top point of his bum, I'm going to come downwards. And then where this one meets, at the bottom of where that brush would be, I'm then going to come upwards on the opposite angle. And then same thing, so from where this one started, I'm going to go down, and where that one finished, I'm going to come back up. So, and I'm just going to do that the whole way down his bum. Once you get used to them, you can start to dictate a bit more where you want the end of the point to finish, whether you want them halfway out, whether you want them further back or further in. I like to finish the last one on a downward slope into their leg, just to make his leg look a little bit longer. Just like that. And then what we did a half moon on the back of his bum. This is probably the easiest bit of the whole lot. Same thing, we just spray all the hair, make sure it's all in the same direction. And then from the top of his tail, we're just going to come out nice and close to our quarter marks, but without damaging them. And we're going to do that the whole way around. So on a horse like this, I don't want them coming too far down his leg, otherwise it'll make him look a little bit lanky. So I like them nice and short and compact on a horse this size. So as you can see, this line through the middle, that's sort of made sure that all these are the same. When I start the quarter marks on the other side, same thing, I'm going to go from the same distance and directly across from each of them. Same distance between the quarter marks and the whole way down, and so forth. They're going to continue on to the other side. Both sides will be completely symmetrical. When you're done, just give them a good spray with hairspray, and they should stay in all day. Absolutely no problems. Okay, so for this side, we're just going to do some simple hat quarter marks. You can use this same comb if that's what you prefer. If you've got something else, you can use that too. So I'm going to use this sort of thickness. Of course, he's a hunter, so we wouldn't normally do hat quarter marks. But what we're going to do, same sort of thing. We're going to run the whole way down. We're going to come back up to the top, measure the same distance, and put them the exact same distance apart. That way, when you come back through to do your checkers, you're going to have the exact squares in the middle. So same thing down his whole bum. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come from the front, and this is going to put a line so we can see exactly where our square would be. And that way, when we go to cross them off and make them actual checkers, they're going to be perfectly even. So we're going to go from the bottom of this line up here across to this one. So the whole way across, and that's going to make them perfect squares. So we're going to do that through the whole bum and up the front as well. And then in these gaps, we're going to fill them. So we're going to go down to the next lot of quarters, to the next line, and same thing the whole way. And then we're just going to repeat that exact same pattern the whole way around. So some horses you can leave them square. Others, depending on their bum shape, you might want to take them to a point at the end. On a horse like this, most general thoroughbreds, I wouldn't take them to a point. It just seems to make their bums look a little bit fuller. On the little ponies, of course, when you're doing your tiny little quarter marks, I would take them to a point. It just makes the ponies' bums look a little bit bigger. And then you're just going to finish them off with a perfect line through the whole thing. And just like that. Again, I said if you wanted to go down to a point, you can. So all you're going to do is go down on these two, and then on this bottom one, you're just going to go down on this one too. And then you're going to finish them off to perfect square. Just like that. So that would take them to a point. Again, shark's teeth are the same on this side, and same thing with the half moon across his bum. And like I said, on a horse like this, I would take these bottom ones off and leave them as a set of 4. So these shark's teeth I've done here, these ones come out to a slightly further point on his bum. So you can see the difference of what works for each horse. A bit of it's trial and error. These are your hack quarter marks. The other side are your hunter ones. If you look through in between, you can see that they're straight the whole way across. So when the judge walks behind your horse, they're going to be able to see that they're straight. Same thing, half moon is the same on each horse. It just depends how far down you want to go.